Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. Let's take a look at Trayveon Williams, the running back out of Texas A&M, and this is in the opener against UCLA. We're going to see a 72-yard run here. It's a pretty sweet thing here, getting to the outside and then being able to outrun one defensive back until he's corralled, 72 yards later by the far side cornerback on the play. So what makes this a good run, and what makes this a good play to actually evaluate when looking at him as a potential NFL player? Well, let's begin with his vision. This is, when you look at vision, first you want to understand what type of play he is running. And you have here a gap play. It's a counter play. You have him kind of faking to the outside, going back to the left, and he's going to follow this pulling guard. You can see that he cuts inside that pulling guard to get through the crease, and then he's off to the races. What's special about this play is not only are you looking at whether he follows the scheme as designed, but when the scheme gets foiled or there's some sort of obstacle, can he adjust well to it? And the way to understand whether a running back adjusts well to what's going on in front of him is whether his feet react well to what his eyes see. And you can see here as he takes this exchange, watch him cut his stride length in half and then stutter a second time to get through that crease. What's he looking at here? Well, to begin with, you can see right here as he takes his first step through the exchange, you see that there's penetration to the left side here that's getting a push into the backfield, and that's forcing him to slow down a little bit and account for the fact that there's a push into the backfield. And also that his pulling guard isn't quite into the line as fast as he needs to be because he has to change direction to avoid this penetration. So what you're going to see here is a little bit of a stutter step to give his pulling guard a little bit more time to get downhill. Otherwise, he's going to outrun him, and he's going to have to slow down in the crease where the backside defenders are going to be able to get off of their blocks and maybe pull him down. So this slight little hesitation affords him a little space, and then he makes a second little hesitation step so that he can give that pulling blocker a chance to actually block his man here in the flat, and then give himself also room to be able to accelerate past and through this crease rather than stopping in the crease. And that allows him to get through all of this because of the fact that he can make this little stutter step here, a second stutter step there, set up the block, burst through it, and now he's through the line. And then the rest here is about speed. A lot of people are going to sit here and talk about how great Trayveon Williams' speed is here on this particular play, or some people are going to say, oh, well, look, he got caught from behind. Let's have some perspective here. When we talk about measuring long speed for running backs, we're generally looking at the 40-yard dash. We're not looking at a 50-yard dash or a 70-yard dash, but top speed is usually 40 yards and beyond still. At this point, you're going to see 5 yards, 10 yards, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So at 40 yards, he's able to hold off at least one defensive back here. But you can see that there's another one that's been coming into the picture here. And that final 30 yards, well, not so much. He's able to get caught from behind. And let's see the starting point in number 22. Here he is at the 30, all the way in the flat. And we're going to track him here. We can see his steps all the way from the beginning. He's keeping pace with Williams and then making up ground as he cuts across. Whereas Williams is able to get some separation against this near side defensive back. So does he have great top end speed? The answer is no. But is it good? It's NFL good. Again, we're talking about most of the time, we're not going to be judging a player on how many 70-yard runs he can make to beat defensive backs down the field. Most of the time we're looking at somewhere between 35 and 50 yards. And he's able to do that here pretty easily. So, this just happens to be a case where he faces a man with better top-end speed. The acceleration is very strong because you can see right through that crease, he's able to get past the defensive tackle and then be able to bounce this further outside with a nice job of accelerating here. So I really like the footwork and the ability to process what he sees here in terms of the way the play is designed and then how the play is executed and knowing the difference so that he can create this crease or at least help his teammates do so. Then you like the burst through here. You may not, what I don't like is that this is a counter play designed to go to the left, and he's running the ball under his right arm, and he's also swinging it pretty wildly here. You can see that the ball is just sitting here in the back here. And this is like basically candy for a baby, or maybe candy for defensive backs right here in the NFL who do a tremendously good job of punching balls loose. And this is an issue with Trayveon Williams' game, is that he can tend to carry the ball too loose, too low, and to the wrong side, depending on where he's running. So overall, what can one play tell us about Trayveon Williams? Well, we can see that he's a patient gap play runner. He understands how to vary his footwork so that he can get through a crease. He has good burst to get through the first and second level of a defense. He has enough acceleration to work outside of safety and beat him to the edge and maintain separation against a cornerback. But he doesn't have the world-class top-end speed to beat a really fast cornerback who's working across the field on a long run, maybe that may have to go the length of the field. This is a really good play from Williams that tells us a fair bit about his prospects as a player. I mean, obviously we want to watch a lot more exposures, and we may have a couple more years after this. We may have this year and next to get a chance to see more. We'll see whether he decides to head into the draft in 2019 or not. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com, and of course my new podcast, Matt Waldman's RSP Cast, available on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play.